Welcome! Today, we're going to peer into the digital crystal ball. We're using some seriously powerful AI analysis to break down a big Premier League match, Everton versus Aston Villa. So let's see what the data is telling us.
All right, let's just get right to it. The big question everyone wants answered. Who's going to take this one? You've got Everton with the home advantage at Goodison Park, but Aston Villa is in some pretty good form. So how does an AI cut through all the noise and the pundit opinions to find a real statistical edge? Let's find out.
Okay, so first things first. Before the AI can even think about making a prediction, it has to start with the basics. It needs to crunch all the raw data for both clubs to really build a solid foundation for its forecast.
First up is the ELO rating. Now, if you're not familiar with it, just think of it as a live power ranking for each team. It goes up when they win, down when they lose. And looking at the numbers here, Aston Villa comes into this one with a slightly higher rating. It's not a huge gap, but it tells us that over the long term, the AI sees them as the slightly stronger side.
But, long-term history isn't everything. You have to look at who's actually fit to play on the day. And wow, this could be a real game changer. Look at Everton's injury list. They could be missing 3 key defenders: Michaelenko, Patterson, and Branthwaite. I mean, that is a massive blow into their backline that the AI absolutely has to factor in.
All right, let's keep going because this is where it gets really fun. See, we don't just use one AI. We've got a whole panel of different predictive models. And as you're about to see, they don't exactly agree with each other. Our first forecaster is called Random Forest. You can think of it like a huge committee making a decision. And this committee is, it's pretty torn. It gives the slightest edge to a draw at 39%, but an Everton home win is right on its heels. So basically, this model is saying it's a total toss-up.
Next up, we've got XG Boost. This one's known for being a bit more decisive. It doesn't sit on the fence. It looks for strong patterns in the data, and it thinks it's found one here. It is confidently pointing to a draw as the clear favorite, almost a 50% chance. It really doesn't fancy either team to snatch a win.
And this is where the plot really thickens. Our third model, LightGBM, has looked at the same data and come to a wildly different conclusion. It has practically ruled out an Aston Villa victory. I mean, look at that, just over 6%. For this AI, it's a dead heat between an Everton win and a draw. And then, just to throw a complete curveball, our artificial neural network, which is designed to think a bit more like a human brain, gives us a totally different opinion. It seems to have latched on to something the others missed, and is confidently predicting a big home win for Everton, giving it a 58% probability. A real outlier.
Okay, so where does that leave us? We've got 4 different AI experts giving us 4 completely different takes on the game. One says it's a toss-up, 2 are leaning towards a draw, and 1 is just screaming for an Everton win. How in the world do we get a single reliable prediction out of all this?
Well, the answer is to go a little deeper. Instead of just trying to predict a win, lose, or draw, the system now calculates the most basic thing in a football match: the number of goals each team is expected to score.
After processing all that conflicting data, this is the number the AI lands on for Everton. Playing at home, they're expected to score 1.74 goals. Now, you can't actually score 0.74 of a goal, of course, but what this tells us is they're a very strong bet to score 1, with a pretty good chance of grabbing a second.
And for Aston Villa, well, their projection is lower at just 1.11 expected goals. So while the AI thinks they'll probably get on the score sheet, it's giving Everton a clear advantage when it comes to attacking threat.
And here's the really cool part: we can use those expected goals to figure out the most likely final scores, and look what comes out on top: a 1-1 draw. It actually has the highest probability of any single scoreline, just barely edging out a tight 1-0 win for Everton.
All right, now we are ready to bring it all home. We're going to take the conflicting opinions, the expected goals, and the most likely scores to deliver one final, unified verdict. We do this using something called an ensemble model. Really, you can just think of it like taking the wisdom of the crowd. It listens to all the arguments from the other AI models, and then it weighs their opinions to come up with one final forecast that's usually more accurate than any single model by itself.
And here it is, the final word. After weighing all the evidence, the ensemble model's verdict is in. A draw is the single most probable outcome, with a 43% chance. An Everton home win is the next most likely thing to happen, while an Aston Villa victory is seen as the definite underdog.
And this chart right here really shows you why the model is so confident. We had the computer simulate this exact matchup 10,000 times using all our data.
The result? A draw happened almost 4,000 times, more often than any other outcome. The numbers really do speak for themselves.
Now, of course, we have to end with a really important reminder. While the AI gives us this incredible statistical insight, this is a projection, not a prophecy. We all know the beautiful game is famous for its upsets and those completely unpredictable moments.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As powerful as these predictive tools get, will they ever be able to fully capture the human drama of sport? Or is the real magic of football found in those very moments that defy all the predictions?